This is the Bitcoin 1 month overview reading for the month of April 2023. It's currently March 1st, 2023, 9:18 p.m. Eastern Time. Bitcoin at the time of this reading is currently $23,742.17. And the shuffle file that we're about to play was created on February 27, 2023 at 4:24 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this file right here. So the overall theme and behavior, we have a significant decline. This is going to be like a crypto-wide decline. What's interesting is the theme card here, the universe card, was the sneak preview card in the March reading. It was the sneak preview card for the April reading. So there's an extra significance to this theme card. It's already the most important card in the deck, but on a year-to-date kind of scale, this is an important drop. And it would make sense that it's crossed with the Princess of Cups. Princess of Cups is an opportunity in a decline to open up a long position. Some other clairvoyant impressions indicating that there's a significant trade this month on like a 1 year kind of basis, or like a yearly kind of chart scale. Let's take a look to see if we can get more informed. This is the April cluster on the Bitcoin 2023 1-year reading. I've isolated this, like the cusp of March, April. Early on, I isolated as most likely location of the lowest low for the year. There was a kind of like an idea of maybe we saw it again here in July, but I just discovered that I actually had a correspondence there marked that it was incorrect, so there's no correlation to a low there. The low for the year is here, and I think it's actually early April. We were able to determine that by in the March reading. If you watched the Bitcoin March reading, we went through how the first 2 months were pretty much right on the ball with the 1-year chart. I'm not going to go through that again. Check out the March reading if you want. But then we determined that this decline starts off of a peak or crest in the end of March, right? So like there's a U-shaped dip with a big spike in like the third week, and then a decline that starts from that spike up. Decline continues into April, right? And so we have this important bottom, or this important low, or lowest low here in April, at a key technical price level, and that'll be an important technical price level on like at least a 1 year kind of scale chart, really on a multi-year scale chart. And then looks to be like a pretty big move at the end of the month to the upside, with a failed attempt to break through a key resistance level that we'd expect to break through near the high. Both the high correlator and the low correlator on the April cluster appear in the reading within close proximity to where I isolated the highs and the lows. See, we've got the low correlator on the April cluster right here. My sense is that we have a lowest low on the 9th. There's 3 locations where we most likely have a lowest low: the 9th, the 12th, and the cusp of the 18th and 19th. I'm leaning towards the 18th, 19th, though. And then there's a couple places where you have some correlations to highs, but we see the high correlator for the April cluster on the 1 year here appearing right where we see there appears to be a high for the month here at the end of the month. So that works out pretty much in tune with what we see in the April cluster. Behavior around the highest high will sell off from a crest down to and through a key support level on a 1 month scale, and then we'll do a U-shaped reversal below that support level, come back and reuse it as support. Behavior around the lowest low, we will have a notable move to the upside out of severely sold territory, possibly a short squeeze out of the low. So when we're looking to determine that in real time in the charts, and we're trying to determine if we've met a lowest low, we're going to be looking for this behavior to really form out, to come and form out of the low. Whereas with the high, this is one of the criteria we'll be looking for is selling from a crest down to and through a key support level on a 1 month scale, and then a U-shaped reversal. We come back and reuse it as support. That would indicate that we've reached the highest high, or that it would have to be one of the criteria, anyways. All right, so let's get into it, guys. So on the first, and there's the trade, or the shuffle. On the first, we have a notable reversal. This will stand out on at least a 1 year chart. There's a correlation here to an opportunity to open up a position. I'll get into that in more detail in the paid version. There's a lot of trades here in Bitcoin, but one of the most important trades of the year is here. If you're interested in seeing the paid version, where at the end of the video, there's usually about like 4 or 5 more minutes in which we describe, or we basically explain like the best trades that we see for the month. If you're interested in that version, check out our website, tarotfortraders.com. Click on the our services Eso-Meta forecast tab. Not early access. This one right here, custom monthly prediction. Type in the ticker or the crypto that you're interested in. In this case, Bitcoin. Add to cart. Check out. All right, and that gets you the paid version. It also supports the channel, and one of the best ways that you can support the channel, people that I basically think of them as sponsoring the content. So people that sign up for the one month subscriptions are guaranteeing that specific ticker or crypto will come out. But more importantly, they're getting the paid version, and they're getting it well ahead of it. The public version coming out on the website. Public version does not have the best trades. With that said, let's get back into it. All right, so we have a reversal on the first with an opportunity there. On the second, it looks like we have a prominent, there's a lot of price moving here on the second. We have a prominent trough, and then we have a notable move, like a decline early in the day into a trough, and then a fast sudden move higher out of that decline, marking the end of the decline. There's some erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level here between like the third and the fourth. It's pretty erratic behavior. And I was picking up on a high. It's pretty difficult to determine if the highest high is here or the highest high is at the end of the month. You would think that the highest high would be at the beginning of the month, because the theme card is such a significant decline card, but it is crossed with an opportunity in the decline to open up a long position. And sometimes what you see is the turnaround in the midst of that, the decline, and then what makes that decline an opportunity, i.e. the move to the upside after the decline. My sense is more likely we have the highest high here around the 26th, 28th, but it is possible that it's over here on like the second or the fourth. I really think it's probably here at the end of the month, which is counterintuitive to the theme card, but goes along with the crossing card. In any case, erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. We revisit a crest there. That's an opportunity. I'll talk about that in the paid version. And then it looks like out of a trough on the fourth, there's a significant move to the upside. We break out on a 1 month scale, a trade opportunity there, and it looks like the following day decline pretty notably. Again, there's a lot of choppy back and forth behavior going on here on the second, third, fourth, fifth. On the 5th, we attempt to re-establish support. There's a trade opportunity there. On the 6th, there's a notable, an important resistance level that's highlighted on the 6th. Usually there's a lot of price change moving into it or out of it, or both. It looks like it's both in this case, but there's an important resistance level highlighted there, and also a correlation here on the 5th and 6th. To the universe card, so we should likely see a pretty significant decline over the 5th and the 6th. On the 7th, we have a prominent move higher, followed by a full retracement that moved back down. There's an opportunity there as well. On the 8th, an important technical price level on the scale of a like year to date or a 1 year chart at least. And then on the 9th, we have one of the highest probable locations of a lowest low. My sense is it's probably not the lowest low. It's either the lowest low and there's a lot of price movement here on the 9th, or it's not the lowest low, but maybe it's the lowest low thus far in the month. I think that's probably what it is, the lowest low thus far in the month. And there's a notable decline to reach it here after a key technical resistance level is highlighted, a sharp decline and a trade opportunity. The following day on the 10th, we have an overbought crest or peak that we sell off from. So there's likely a gap to the upside here overnight between, well, no gap, but there's likely a significant move somewhere between the 9th's decline and the 10th's crest. Decline continues on the 11th with a prominent trough on the 11th and a decline through multiple support levels into more of a decline on the 12th, where we have a prominent low, or most likely the lowest low thus far. This is a tricky ruin, so there's two things that this could be indicating here. So on the 12th, we decline to and through a support level and meet a second support level. That's relevant on the scale of a one month kind of scale. And then we rotate sideways along that key support. What I'm getting from this ruin at the low is that there's two things. Either we're gonna get scared and think that we're going lower and there's a notable turnaround there, which I think is probably the case. The other case would be that we think that we've reached the bottom. There's some behavior showing that we reached the bottom, but then instead we turn around and we go lower and see a lower low on the 18th or 19th. So depending on what happens there, if we say any lower price levels than the low on the 12th before we get to the 18th, 19th, I'd say that the 18th, 19th is very highly likely the lowest low. If we don't see it, it's hard to determine, but it's either the same low as the 12th or it's a lower low, this 18th, 19th low. In any case, there's multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance on a 1 month scale there on the 13th. And it looks like a prominent crest or peak that forms in the midst of those failed attempts to break through key resistance. It won't be significantly high, but it'll stand out in between a low on the 12th and a prominent trough on the 14th. There's opportunity on the 14th, which again I'll talk about in the paid version. On the 15th, we have a notable move to the upside. Even in the face of seemingly overwhelming headwinds, or there's a lot of expectation that we're going to go lower, but for whatever reason we go higher, which is one of the reasons that makes me think maybe we seen a lowest low here. Because what are we looking for? We're looking for a big move to the upside out of a low, right? So that could be fulfilled here on the 15th, but it could also be fulfilled here on the 19th. I think it's probably the 19th. I think we most likely have a lowest low here on the 18th. Either that or it's the same low. It's hard to determine, but in any case, so on the 16th, there's a decline through multiple support levels to a prominent trough or low towards the end of the day. There's a day trade opportunity on the 17th. I'll talk about in the paid version, and a notable move. A notable move first to the upside and then declining through a support level that we recently declined through once before. So probably one of the supports that we declined through on the 16th. There's also a prominent crest or peak here at the cusp. So okay, so there's a notable move to the upside on the 17th. Forget what I said about a move higher and then lower. There's a notable move to the upside on the 17th after declining through a support level that we recently declined through once before. And that takes us to a prominent crest or peak and a trade opportunity there at the end of the day. We revisit a low or revisit a support level that was recently a past opportunity on the 18th in a period of sideways rotation. There's a sharp drop or sharp dip that brings us to a support level that was recently a past opportunity there. So around the 18th, 19th is either a low that we've seen already, and then we see a lower low, or it's a low that we see already, and that's the last time we see a lowest low for the month. There is a notable move to the upside on the 19th, so that could be fulfilling the criteria for the lowest low as well. There's a breakout early in the day on a 1 month scale. Gets kind of choppy here, but there's a lot of bumping along resistance on the 19th after that breakout. Key resistance on a 1 month scale. We have a sharp drop on the 20th in the period of sideways fluctuations. We meet a support level that's key on a 1 month chart. And then the following day on the 21st, we come to a prominent trough or low. So after making this prominent crest, we come to a prominent trough and then another prominent crest after that on the 22nd. There's a key technical price level here on the 21st that's highlighted, and an opportunity as well that I'll talk about in the paid version. On the 22nd, a sharp drop in a period of bearish price swings. And then sorry guys, my lips are a little dry. And then there's an end to a period of volatility on the 23rd marked by a fast sudden move higher. There's a support level that's established. It's a support level that's highlighted here on the 21st. It's a significant support level in that it really it can be trusted. It can be relied on. It's a sound foundation of support, or maybe it's a confirmation that we've got a sound foundation of support, something like that. On the 25th, after establishing support there on the 24th, 25th, there's a big move higher that'll stand out on the 1 month chart, followed by establishment of support at a higher price level. On the 26th, it looks like there's a resistance level that's a really strong resistance level we come up against at the highest high for the month, most likely here towards the end of the day. It's a resistance level that we may have come up against many times before. Hard to determine if that's like over months of time or throughout the month. Probably a little of both, but it's an important resistance level that's going to be difficult to break through. On the 27th, I'm advised to be cautious. There is a day trade in there, which I'll get into in the paid version, as well as a day trade on the 25th. But it's a day of caution. There's multiple false bottoms there on the 27th, and then on the 28th we revisit the high most likely that we established on the 26th. We have a failed attempt to break through it, even though it appears that we're going to break through it. We failed to break through when we turn around and we decline, probably through a support level that was highlighted here on the 27th. Out of that decline at some point between the 28th and the 29th, there is a little bit of a rally, but it is halted by a sharp decline through a key support level on a scale of a 1 month. Taking us to a prominent trough on the 30th, out of which there's a big move to the upside. I mean, we're talking like probably the biggest move of the month. And the sneak preview for the following month, there's an agreement between two leaders that's likely highlighted. A lot of the time you see a big move to the upside followed by a big move back down when you see it, but really the main thing here is going to be there's a decision between two leaders that's highlighted that impacts Bitcoin and probably some of the other cryptos as well. Guys, that's Bitcoin for April 2023. The most important part, like a successful tarot for traders trade, is a good entry, a good exit for a profit, or maybe you're wrong and it's a good exit because you follow your exit strategy. But if it's a profit, that makes it a successful trade, right? And then you take 5% of the profits and you donate them back to the channel to help support the channel. It's not much, guys. A stockbroker would have charged you probably 4 or 5% total of the total investment, not the profits, whether or not you made money. That's how they make money. They don't care. We only make money if you make money. But it's important that you follow the rule of karma, and you do it here at the resources tab, guys. 5% to our PayPal, 5% to Cash App. One of the two is fine. And then if you have difficulty finding some way to pay 5% forward, which is the other part of the criteria for the rule of karma, there's plenty of donation tabs here. Any of these are really great charities to donate to. Make sure that you're doing that, guys, because this is information coming from holy means, and it will not be used for greedy purposes. It will not be used for selfish purposes alone. It's important to take care of yourself, and it's important to be happy, but you must make sure that you're taking care of other people. If you do not pay it forward and you do not pay it backwards, you very likely won't make profits, my friends. Life can happen even when we're right. I've seen plenty of times where life, like, something happened and my computer stopped working when I needed to trade and I lost money even though I was right. Things like that happen, guys. What's most important is that the conscience is clear when we follow the rule of karma and make sure that we spend that money out of love. The universe will send it back to us tenfold in all directions, my friends. All right, if you got the paid version, stay tuned. We're going to get into that in just a second. I'll see you guys on the next one.